Hey addicts, welcome back to another anime review. I'm Josh.
And I'm Michael.
And today, wow, you're not hyped at all.
Oh, sorry.
This is like
I'm
your favorite
Michael.
show.
I'm Michael, sorry.
We're talking about Overlord, and this is season 3, and it just got done a little while ago. Hopefully this is out somewhat soon, because we're falling behind. But anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Michael so he can talk about the plot and characters, because I don't feel comfortable doing it today.
Okay, so there's not that many. Well, I guess I should start with the plot like we always do. Not like a madman, start with characters.
You're starting in the middle, what kind of man are you?
Exactly. So in this, we have a new faction, the Empire, being showcased. You have kind of Overlord, their kind of, I was going to say Familia, that's not right, their faction coming into play, doing some more things in the world. You have some elements in the kingdom, and basically the whole plot revolves around. There's some elements with Carne Village and like their threat to them, and it involves around with Nazarick expanding and a coming war or conflict. So, and I'll spoil it, but there is. Well, it's not really a spoiler, but they establish the Sorceress Kingdom. Sorcerer's Kingdom, I think, is their name.
That could be anybody.
That could be anyone. That's also established. Yeah, so as far as characters, really you just have all the old factions. You can go back to other videos if you don't remember all those characters. But specifically you have Jerkniv, Emperor Jerkniv, who's the leader of the Empire. He has a bunch of knights under him that have names, but they're not super important.
And they may or may not get wrecked.
Yeah, they may or may not get wrecked. And then you have an individual who's basically like the sorcerer. He's an older individual, and he's really great. You get to see he's supposed to be one of the most powerful magicians in like the three kingdoms, and so you get to see like his power in relation to what Nazarick can do, and it's really great. And you get to see like how he plays a role as his alliances may shift in the series in different ways, and it'll probably see that moving forward in season 4. But he's a pretty important character, and totally don't remember his name at the moment. But yeah, that's who
he's
he is.
important later on, but I'm not going to say
yeah,
it.
I don't remember it. Yeah. So that's just like the plot and the characters. So we could go straight into favorite moments.
All right. Well, for me, I'll just start off by saying that this season was really good. I thought it was a good step up from the other seasons. I think, especially from like the second season, it has a much better pacing, I think. But as far as favorite moments go, I do like the scenes of Carne Village where they focus on them a little bit. It's kind of cool where they have a little skirmish go off. That's pretty nice. But I think the ones I enjoyed the most are there's a group of people that get to be in Nazarick, and I love just how Ainz deals with it. And because it has this kind of deal of like, oh, don't worry, I'm just nonchalantly dealing with this, and they may or may not be in a coliseum, and I love that there's like one person like cheering him on, and then they get like shoved behind by one of the other maids. And then the second thing or I guess third, would be I really love how the old magician, the one that Michael was talking about, first meets...
Fruiter is his name, by the way.
Okay. I like it when Fruiter first meets Ainz. It's just so
You
good.
showed me the abyss.
Yeah, it's so great. He's just like, what kind of magic is it? Show me your ways. It's so good.
The fastest betrayal in anime history.
It's too true, but it's great, and I love that. I mean, there's a lot of other great moments that I found pretty priceless, but I would say those are my top 3.
So, final battle, I wouldn't... Not in the last episode, second to last episode.
Final battle.
The spell that Ainz releases is great. The creatures are creepy? I don't know. They're kind of a weird designed goat-like characters. Way. Yeah, I guess. And then, so that would be one of my favorite moments. I do love the second arc of the Carne Village episode, where I think it's maybe episode 11 or 10, where they're going against a lot of different a lot of soldiers, and you get to see how that resolved, and you also get to see I believe Lupus Regina's like motivation She's the healer lady.
I throws me off every time I hear her name. Continue.
Anyway, her reaction would be like, "Oh yeah, I'm really enjoying that these people are gonna die."
I love another great thing of that. She's taking notes, and she's like, judging by how you performed, I've got the perfect enemy to kill you with.
Yeah, that end scene's pretty great, and the goblins are great. That's all I'm going to say about them. They're great, and if you haven't watched that episode, you should definitely watch it because there's some great goblins in that one.
I'm spectating that is pretty great as well.
Yeah. So those are some favorite moments. As in addition to that, there's some episodes that are really great. The ending, I think, the final scene in the show is really great, where they talk about moving forward, what they're going to do. And I liked Gazif a little bit in this one. I liked what he had to bring to the table, and then what the reaction of the Empire as the battle keeps going on. I'll be kind of vague there, but I really like that as well. So those are just some of my favorite moments, and the animation is really good in this one. You have some good fights.
Yeah.
And
I would say the opening is something that I personally like the first one a lot. Well, the first two are pretty great. The third one, when I first listened to it, I wasn't that into, but after a long consideration and time watching it,
consideration.
Yeah, I do like it a lot. I think what helps with that is their opening, because like I've mentioned in the other reviews, it kind of spoils the ending to the first and second season because they show you glimpses that are indeed what happened, and if you can kind of piece things together, you know what's happening. In this one, I think they did a really good job hiding it better. I mean, I'm sure if you really, spec in there, you could probably come up with the right answer, but I think they did a better job just not blatantly showing it. Plus, like Michael said, the animation is just wow, it's really good. And I think it's definitely a step up.
You can tell they have extra budget for this one.
Yeah. Now, I mean, granted, as you probably know, Overlord still has parts of CGI animation, which those, I mean, it's hard to make those look good in any show. But I think it worked pretty well in this. I guess closing it down into final thoughts and rating. Again, I want to mention the pacing was really good. I liked that, in the second season, I think one of the main things I had with it is just because they split it up to where it's really bodily, to where, you focus on one faction, and then you focus on another faction, and then you see Ainz and, Nazarick for, 3 episodes, maybe 2, and then you get into, this other faction.
Little people, the lizard people.
Yeah, I like the lizard people, but, that's what I mean, the people, the human aspect was very, I don't know, hit or miss, I guess I should say. And this one, I think it's a lot better. They not only have some human characters that you actually get more attached to, but you also have just a better balancing of how they play out. There's one episode where you're sitting there and you think, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to wait 3 months before we attack. And you're just like, don't let this be the next 3 episodes. And then they flash forward 3 months in a second. You're like, thank you. So that kind of stuff I appreciate. It makes it flow a lot better. And for my rating, I gotta give this a gotta have it. The ending is something that personally makes it not any higher than that, just because I think the second to the last episode, they could have taken the beginning part of the very last episode, and it would have flowed a lot better, and it would have been a lot cooler if they did that, and then they could have done a little bit more finalization for the ending. But that being said, I think they did well with what they had in there, and like Michael said, the very last line is very badass. So definitely a gotta have it for me.
I've been debating this, and there's another show that is coming out when we're recording this that may sway me away from FFA. So I think I'll place this in a gotta have it. It's a genre I really like. I like all the characters, more character development, and season 4 will be a 10. I'm telling you guys, it'll be an FFA at least.
I can't trust your word because you said after you get to the end of the season, guarantee FFA. So I'm like, we'll see. So I might wear you down again, but we never know. I'm hopeful. I want to see a 10 show in anime. It has to exist. It's got to be out there. Actually, now that I remember it, I do have one that is one in my mind, but whatever.
You got to see another one.
Yeah, I got to see more. I want, if you want, why would you want to wish for anything less? So I'm hopeful.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the future of Overlord. It's got a good direction. I think I can tell they're putting more money and attention to it than the first season, And I can't wait for season 4. And the material is out for it, just barely. I don't know how they're going to fit it all in because I think it's $4, but instead of 3.
You know, it's because Psycho Psycho will be like 6 years.
Probably. We'll probably be talking about Mob Psycho season 4 before we get Overlord season 4.
I'm fine with that because it's a great show.
It is a great show.
So anyway, that'll conclude this review. If you want to check out our other stuff, please visit our library on YouTube, on our
Playlist
channel.
section, we got a lot of playlists.
We do. Speaking of play stuff, we actually have some playthroughs of some games. One is already out, another one's on its way. And if you want to follow us on social media or check out our podcast, the links to those will be down below. So anyway, addicts, we'll just see you next time.
Later.
Later.